What's up, everyone? I am Wink, and this is Scream Cheese. Today, we're going to be talking about Death of a Unicorn, directed by Alex Sharfman and starring Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd. Father-daughter duo Elliot and Ridley hit a unicorn with their car and bring it to the wilderness retreat of a mega-wealthy pharmaceutical CEO. Before we get into the review, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you love horror as much as I do. So, I would say Death of a Unicorn actually starts out pretty strong. We're kind of cast into this world, we get introduced to our characters, Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd, and their father-daughter relationship. We see what their struggles are, what they each kind of want. It's like kind of a perfect little intro. And there's definitely a fair amount of intrigue as we're trying to figure out exactly what this unicorn plot is going to bring about. But unfortunately, the unicorn angle is really a novelty that kind of wears off. Once the lore is explained, we figure out pretty quickly that we're going to descend into a pretty formulaic movie. Besides the unicorn angle, there really isn't a whole lot new here. I feel like I've seen movies like this a million times. The one thing this one does have going for it is it has like the sheen of like a Hollywood polish. This really feels like it is designed to satisfy a really mainstream audience, and that's not a problem. It is really a popcorn flick. This is something that anybody can kind of enjoy, but when it comes to people like me, genre fans who have seen this type of thing like a million times, once the lore is kind of explained, I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for it to end. I never feel like the stakes are very strong. It's predictable enough that I know who is at risk of actually dying, who is not at risk. I felt like I was a step ahead and I just was waiting for its conclusion. I would say it's a little bit more violent than kind of a mainstream horror, so it does have that going for it, but most of the violence and gore has had a lot of CGI work done and just doesn't come across as being very real. It kind of has like that action horror-y feel, which some audiences may not mind that. For me, not exactly my cup of tea. This film is shot in a way that makes it look very big, but when you really think about it, this seems like actually a pretty small film. We're confined to like one space mainly. As for that CGI, we do have this unicorn with it, which is CGI, and it's almost like it's good enough to pass, but almost like they didn't want to try super hard with it. Like they wanted it to look a little bit schlocky. The CG doesn't sell very well. Obviously with the writing, I'm saying it's formulaic, but the really shining star of this film is in the cast. This is kind of an ensemble piece and everybody is really good. The characters are written super stereotypically. You can tell by the script, there's just not that much thought. It's like A plus B equals C. When it comes to plot, A plus B equals C is the character relationships. Everything makes sense. It's like to a T. It's like screenwriting class 101, but all of the actors bring a little bit of something to their characters. Thank goodness. So that's a big positive. The cast is really good. Besides our main leads, I will say that Will Poulter, Tia Leone, and Anthony Carrigan turn in really strong performances, and basically I'm saying I was really happy with the cast. I wasn't totally satisfied by the production, but at least I think that the cast was doing the best they could with the material they had. I think they actually were having a really fun time with their characters and with this story. Part of the problem with my viewing of this movie may have been in the humor. I think that what is going to make this enjoyable is a combination of this like schlocky CG gore, this kind of crappy CG unicorn stuff, and then a sense of humor, and it never made me laugh. There were only about 4 people in the theater I was in, and I did hear one woman laugh one time. So, you know, maybe if I was in a larger audience, there would have been like uproarious laughter and maybe I would have caught the giggles and it would have been an entirely different experience. But as it was, it really just didn't do a whole lot for me. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's a popcorn flick, and in my opinion, it's not going to do much for genre fans. But let me know what you thought of Death of a Unicorn, and let me know of any other movies I need to check out. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you love horror as much as I do, and we will see you next time. Peace out, cheesers.